Here. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and as always, our Councilman Valentine will lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we have a couple of announcements. We have a couple public hearings, which are scheduled for February 21st. We have the proposed local law to amend the town code, which has to do with the senior citizen real property tax exemption, increasing the income level for the exemption and a partial exemption for disabled persons with limited income. We're also going to be doing at the same night the proposed local law to amend the town code for an exemption for the volunteers that work in the town for so many hours and things, another property tax exemption, which the state has authorized, so we have to have a public hearing. The next one is going to be the proposed acquisition of a permanent property interest in the H&A Training Center. For those who don't know, that's the former IBM complex property. This is part of the eminent domain procedure. We have to have a hearing, so that will be on that same night. And then for March 7th, we're going to have a public hearing on a request for demapping of 2nd Street in Pearl River, which is basically what they call a paper street, and consider adopting the Orangetown Comprehensive Plan. So those are all the meetings we have scheduled at this time. And the next thing we have is a presentation, and I'm very honored. I'm going to start by reading the proclamation, which we have prepared. Bear with me. Okay. Whereas in 1976, in the year of America's bicentennial, President Gerald Ford declared February as Black History Month to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of African Americans to the United States, and the declaration of Black History Month has been repeated since then. And whereas in Orangetown, Black history is town history, for over 300 years, the African American residents of the town have contributed to the development of this community. And whereas this year, Orangetown is honoring Dr. Dana Stilley, a lifelong resident of Orangetown, who has dedicated her life to enhancing the lives of others by advocating for equity, social justice, educational attainment, and leadership development. And whereas after completing her studies at Brown University and the Columbia Graduate School of Business, Dr. Dana Stilley spent her early working years in investment and risk management at Merrill Lynch. After the birth of her son, Derek James, Dr. Stilley entered higher education as an adjunct instructor and then later served as the vice president of student services for several years. In 2021, Dr. Stilley earned her PhD from Old Dominion University, where she received the prestigious Poindexter Award for her outstanding leadership, mentorship, and scholarship. Whereas Dr. Dana Stilley has demonstrated her commitment to serving her community by spending the last 30-plus years as a member of the Rockland County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., whose purpose is to provide support and assistance in local communities, and currently sits on their executive board. She also serves as the president of the South Orangetown Board of Education and the Rockland Negro Scholarship Fund, and is a member of the board of directors of Meals on Wheels of Rockland and Venture Together. Additionally, Dr. Stilley is a member of the Nyack branch of the NAACP and the longest-serving member of the trustee board of St. Charles AME Zion Church. And whereas Dr. Dana Stilley is the founder and CEO of the Stilley Agency, which specializes in educational consulting, dissertation coaching, and editing. She is also an adjunct instructor at Dominican University. And whereas Dr. Stilley has been recognized by various organizations over the years and recently received the New York State Senate Black Excellence and Leadership Award and was honored as a Woman of Distinction for the 97th Assembly District in the state of New York. Now, therefore, it be resolved, in order to publicly recognize and celebrate the contributions of the African American residents of our town, that the Town Board of the Town of Orangetown hereby proclaims February 2023 as Black History Month in the town of Orangetown. And I'm going to just say a couple words. I don't know, for those of you who don't have the pleasure of knowing Dr. Stilley, I met her back, I think around in 2021, when we had the naming of the dedication. We're doing the naming dedication down in Spark Hill at the church for Dr. Louis Sanders. So I met her and I instantly liked her. It was one of those people where, you know, the smile said it all and made me feel warm and welcome. And I actually remember saying to her at that point, I just met her, did you ever think about running for public office? And I think that's when she said, oh, I'm on the school board. So she was one step ahead of me on that. So since that time, I've had the pleasure of meeting her and getting to know her. And I just learned more. I mean, when you meet somebody, you're immediately impressed, and then you read about their schooling and their background, and you're blown away. So you are such an asset to our community, and I am proud and privileged to be able to give you the certificate. I wish there was more we could do, but again, thank you so much for everything you do for our community. So, thank you. Anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to say anything? Does anybody want to come in the picture? Yeah, behind here. Yeah. What kind of politician am I? Fine. Okay, good. You guys want to get in a picture? We can take pictures of you guys. Want to get in? No?
The next best. The next best.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, can you
Yeah,
want
we
me
could
to
finish with pictures.
put the glasses on? Good evening, everyone. I want to especially thank my friend, the town supervisor, Teresa Kenny, and the entire town board for this fabulous recognition. It is especially heartfelt for me because I'm a homegirl. I was born and raised right here in Orangetown. One of my all-time favorite scriptures is Luke 12:48, and it tells us that to whom much is given, much is required. And I have been the recipient of many gifts. I'm blessed with time, a little bit of knowledge, and a few talents. And therefore, I feel it is my responsibility to use those blessings to benefit others. And that is what I have strived to do and will continue to try to do as long as I am able. Of course, I would like to thank my family. My husband is here with me this evening. My church family is here. My aunt is here. My sorority sisters are here. My Meals on Wheels family is here. My Venture Together family is here. I thank you all for coming and taking the time out of your special day to spend with me tonight. In closing, as I accept this awesome Black History Month recognition, I want everyone here to keep in mind that Black History Month is also a time for us to get educated on social issues and a time to reflect on our own identities. For when we look around, we might see only our differences. But if we take the time to learn about each other, we might just find out that what makes us different is also what makes us the same. Thank you.
Very well said, if I do say so myself. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move into our workshop agenda of our agenda items. We certainly love having you all here, but if anyone wants to scoot out, we will pretend we don't notice. Okay, so I'm just going to, okay, we'll give you a second to go.
I think you're taking my.
They're taking me up on my offer. I was waiting for Brian to get up and walk out. Okay, so we'll start our workshop of our items. Number 3 is the schedule of the public hearing regarding the consideration of adoption of the local law regarding food trucks. So I think, Rob, this was sent to the board, the food truck law?
No, the law itself has not been sent, but it'll be sent out
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. This has been something that for a couple of years has been somewhat of an issue. We started getting complaints from some of the local restaurants and things, and we really didn't have any regulations on where they could be. And, you know, even for the town clerk, it's an issue, she gives out permits. So this just kind of tells them, it's not banning them by any means, it's kind of setting the parameters for where they can be and how long they could be and things like that. So Rob will get you the law, and you can take a look. That we worked, you know, there's quite a few of them around the county and in other parts of the, so that we kind of took the best of what we thought that was out there, so. Number 4, authorize the cost of fire hydrants to the town of Orangetown for the Orangeburg Water District. I think you all are kind of familiar with that.
This was when we made the change with the taxing, and
Yeah.
the state control's office contacted us, and they were,
Well, basically, the state council already adjusted it for Japan.
All right, so this is,
Orangeburg, for some reason, they're treating differently, but this will allow.
all right.
they just asked that there be a resolution of some
That's
sort.
when you do it in New York State. You get,
All right.
it depends who you get,
That's
you
all
know.
that matters.
Number 5 is approve the caretaker agreement for the Henry Borst Park. And number 6 is approve the caretaker agreement for the Nike Park. And you see there's slight increases in there. You can see them right there. 7, approval of the certificate of sewer registrations. Number 8, accept the dedication of the public improvements on Virginia Homes subdivision. It's like road widening and things like that. And Spark Hill. That's an old one, right?
Yeah, that's an
You told me,
older,
yes, I was right.
that subdivision has been around, the documents are ready, or those improvements are ready to be accepted, that's where
Okay.
we're at.
Number 9 is approving the town to settle a tax certiorari proceeding. Number 10, appoint Stephanie Shearer to deputy town attorney position. 11, settle a lawsuit with VGJC Corp. $4,000. This is the one with the sewer pipe.
Right, and that's in suit.
Yep. Took me a minute to remember which one it was. 12, approve the highway department open house for Saturday, May 20th. And number 13, approve the highway department to host the 2023 American Public Works Association Annual Equipment Show. 14, approve surplus equipment and vehicles from DEME. And the audit. That is quite a nice meeting. Okay. So, can I get a motion to open public portion?
Move to open.
Tom Divany, second.
I'll second. I'll second.
Okay, Brian Donahue, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have Jerry Goggins from Orangeburg. Again, I just remind everybody, we do have the clock. No, we won't.
Hey, hi, Jerry Goggins, 66 Sickletown Road. Thank you. Appreciate it. There was an apocryphal saying during the Vietnam War that arose out of what went on during the war there, and it was basically a statement that said, in order to save the village, we had to destroy the village. And what that meant was or the parallel of that, I would say, with what's going on here is that we've heard a lot of arguments about saving the farm, even though there isn't actually a farm there that grows anything. There's a farm stand and there's a grocery store. But what we're seeing now in the effort to change the business into a cidery is that we're going to destroy the only agricultural things that are there. We're going to destroy the stables, and we're going to destroy a program that aids hundreds of children, the Infinity Equine Therapy Program. Now, my wife is going to talk about these and talk about what these pictures mean in more detail, but I hope that you consider these factors when you consider the various motions that are going to be in front of you in the coming weeks and months. It would be a great shame if, in attempting to support the non-farm that is there now, we destroyed the only agricultural businesses that are there, including one that is of tremendous advantage to hundreds of disadvantaged children. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Susan McWhinney.
Thank you. I'd like to take just a minute to thank Supervisor Kenny and Allison Cardin and any other board members who've been involved in the Future Farmers Market, the Solar Energy Program, and the Food Waste Program. It's wonderful to see Orangetown taking such important steps towards climate action while making Orangetown a better place for us all to live. So I wanted to say thank you for that. I'd like to now turn briefly to the future and what it holds for the neighborhood that I live in, and our next door neighbors, Rockland Cider Works, Van Houten Farms, and Silver Rock Farms.
Just, if you step back.
Sure.
It's getting muffled.
Thank you. I worry about the future of Van Houten Farms and Silver Rock. They appear to be shrinking as Rockland Cider Work appears to be growing. A large area of the property at the intersection of Sickletown Road and Blauvelt Road has been taken for more parking for the cidery, as has a large area in the rear that was previously used for plant staging and storage. In the photos you have, you can see the difference in scope of the farm stand garden center versus that of the parking lot. A section of the farm stand building that once held garden supplies has been replaced with a 7-day-a-week liquor store. That, by the way, sells any kind of alcohol that is made in New York State. So it's not simply cider, it's beer, wine, gin, vodka, any kind of alcohol or spirits. Space in the riding stable has been taken to serve as a manufacturing room, which is in the group photos that I've handed out. I would like to point out that I did not trespass to take this photo. I work at the stable, and on a Sunday evening, somebody working there opened the door and simply left. It was left open and abandoned for well over half an hour before I left the stable to go home. The cidery is currently in violation of Orangetown's building and zoning codes, yet it has continued to expand. I can find nothing in the new proposal given to the town that speaks to the future plans for the property and what we as a community can expect to experience on that property in the next few years. We have, however, been given a bit of a peek into RCW's vision of the future. As you can see from this Instagram post, it's the last picture, and unfortunately they cut off the caption, which says, "Getting an idea of what our future looks like." So I know that Darren and Elizabeth were just in Chicago for a large cider conference. And nobody out there can see, but the picture there is a picture of giant big cider vats that are set up to ferment cidery. I would respectfully ask that the board consider where this future is going to be constructed and how it is going to impact the neighborhood and the residents' confidence in the board's willingness and ability to protect our property rights. In closing, I would like to point out that a farm winery license, which is what our CW holds, permits up to 250,000 gallons of cider to be produced annually. Currently, by Darren's own comments, RCW produces 5,000 gallons annually. We're looking at a future RCW 50 times the size of its current status. I can't believe that this is what Orangetown wants for its residential neighborhoods. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the only people that signed up ahead of time. Stuart?
Thank you. My name is Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T, Rasch, R-A-S-C-H, and I live at 40 Sickletown Road. And I would like to also discuss the events with Reichland Cider Works. Many of you know I'm a physician who has been working in the community for the past 30 years, and my concerns are the health and safety and welfare of the members of the community and those of the people at Rockland Cider Works and at the Van Houten's Farms as well. I am concerned that we've had an appearance or have seen Rockland Cider Works flouting the laws of the town of Orangetown, both the health laws and the commercial laws of this county and the town, and I'm concerned that they haven't been above board with regard to their statements in the past. I have been told that they have been closed, yet as I walk by on many occasions, I have seen them open and operating the Rockland Cider Works over the past year to year and a half. I initially was concerned because I had a lot of driving issues in the area with a lot of cars, and those issues have been resolved over time. Fire code violation, I'm still the fire department surgeon for the town, for Pearl River, and I am also the medical director for the South Orangetown Ambulance Company, so these are where my concerns lie. I don't know how a company can operate without having obtained all of the necessary permits and having complied with all of the regulations, and how they continue to comport their business without having all of these variances already addressed. So my concern is that a company is coming to propose to do a great deal more in the area without having complied with the regulations currently available. This would be equivalent to me opening up a practice. I am licensed to practice medicine and surgery. Nobody would suggest I perform surgery in my backyard without having all of the necessary equipment. There is nothing that would prevent me under New York state law from performing surgery right here. However, I don't think you would want me to do that without having all of the necessary proper equipment, having been inspected by the New York State Health Department, having been inspected by all of the appropriate agencies. My concern is that the Rockland Cider Works has had a history of not complying or comporting with all of the regulations and then going afterwards and then requesting relief. And my concern is that they're going to now request zoning changes and variances and things like that to operate their business, and they're going to make us have to pay for all of these things. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, one last thing, please. I would like to also congratulate my wife for having put up with me for 30 years. Today is my 30th anniversary, and I came here because I think that this is important.
There you go. Okay, okay, Barbara, you want to speak? Silly question. And Stuart, I agree with you on that. She's a saint for putting up with you.
Barbara Dello Blauvelt. First, I want to begin to say that I agree with the town board members that there are some things in the comprehensive plan that would be worthwhile looking at. But it seems to me that it's much wiser to do this on an individual case-by-case basis than just delving into a large document, a lot of which is not acceptable to many members of the community. And I also wanted to draw attention again to the, zoning and the comprehensive plan in state law. Let's see if I can. Zoning regulations should be based on a comprehensive plan which examines the housing needs of the community and the region. Here we go. They should have put them all on one page. I should have done some cut and paste. To understand the power to zone, one must understand the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is a culmination of a planning process that establishes the official land use policy of the community and presents goals and a vision for the future that guides official decision-making. the concept of comprehensiveness still applies if, you don't have to do a comprehensive plan. You can then revert back to the comprehensive plan you had before. But in either case, the concept of comprehensiveness still applies in the statutory requirement that zoning must be adopted in accordance with the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is a systemic formulation of a large-scale campaign or program of action. Okay. And the comprehensive plans would include, they don't have would, but the comprehensive plans include an assessment of regional housing needs that can be incorporated into the document, and if it is incorporated into the document, then that could happen going forward. You really couldn't sue against it. So I wanted to say that. And I did also want to say, so it's not a small thing to have a comprehensive plan, and it's not a small thing to have a comprehensive plan that pretty much transforms the community to a different character. And I just want to say, I made these signs, I thought the part about historic, you know, fixing
Okay,
the
Barbara, you're going to
downtown
we have to stick to the time. But
air, yes.
we're going to be having a public hearing on it again, so you will
But I'll
have,
give these to you because they might be nice in downtown Blauville, across the parking lot there from Bailey's.
okay. So anybody else who has not, Eileen?
Good evening, members of the board. What I'll talk about tonight, I guess it's in keeping with Black History Month. Mike Mandel brought it up at the last meeting. He talked about this push for electric cars and all this stuff, and where the source of this batteries come from. And last night on Jesse Waters' show, he had a interview with the Mr. Sadat Kara, K-A-R-A, who was British. He's an author, he's a researcher, and he's an activist. And what he has written is a book called Cobalt Red, and it describes what is going on in the Republic of Congo there, and how they produce these products. You have children. If you see this film, it is something that you cannot believe is happening in this day and age in Africa. There you see children 6 years of age sitting on hard surface, on the hard earth, banging away to get up stones that would have this material in it. You have people, thousands of people, I think, standing around, mining, digging it up, putting the product into sack bags, carrying it on their shoulders. I would pass it to you, you would pass it to him, and bringing it up a hill and putting it on the trucks. It's a inhumane way of people are being treated today. And we have this push on for electric cars, electric this, electric that, but nobody knows. We don't know. I never knew this until Mike brought it up, and I saw it last night on television. Everybody should be horrified. And the companies behind, who are the mass producers, own the mines, are the same country that produced a balloon to fly over us for a week. That is the source. They own these mines. It is inhumane. It is horrific. If you can get the book, it's called Cobalt Red. Or if you look up this gentleman, it's S-I-D-H-A-R-T-H, Kara, K-A-R-A. It is horrendous to see how human beings today are being treated. And in honor of Black History Month, we can, the community, everybody, black, white, yellow, what have you, should be very concerned about the way these people are being treated in the Republic of Congo. I'm of Irish descent. My parents came here in the 20s. They didn't leave Ireland because they left because they had to for better lives here in this country. And they were successful and they worked hard. But anyway, that's what my spiel is for tonight. Get online, go look at this. You would not believe that this is going on in this day and age. And our countries, our governor is pushing electric cars, electric this. She should look at this movie, at this film, and see what is the result. If I had 1 minute just to advise people to complete the form that the town assessor has suggested to fill out, because the seniors will, if they complete it properly, they might benefit by getting an additional tax, property tax reduction, and which is sorely needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's, anybody else who has not, Mike?
Excuse me. Good evening Supervisor Kenny, members of the town board, Michael Mandela, resident of Pearl River. Just to piggyback on what Ms. Larkin said, during the Pope visited the Democratic Republic of the Congo about a week ago, and some of the major networks covered it, and they actually showed the mines, which are really caves with little children crawling in and out. So this is something that people should be well aware of, and we shouldn't be pushing the electric vehicles as much as we are until they correct the problem. What I wanted to ask tonight is, we're getting stuff in the mail from a solar company. They're saying they're going to give us 10% less than whatever, but they're only using renewable. This question is this the same supplier who we had last time, who gave us the choice of either full solar or also using the natural gas and the other carbon-based energy supplies?
So I think you may be mixing up the community choice aggregation and the solar.
Oh, okay,
So
that's
they
what.
are different, they're
Okay.
different. But we did have a community solar program, but what happened was it got, basically they have a solar farm and then it gets filled up. So this is a new company. I signed up, Jeff signed up. I would say Jeff because he's the money man, but, you know, it's basically a program through New York State. You're guaranteed 10% because there's really no downside to doing it.
Right.
You can cancel at any time. You have to opt in. It's not, you know, you have to call and say you want to be in it or whatever. It's, you know, it's basically something that the state is doing to kind of help with solar farms.
You're getting all your power through solar?
No.
You're using your same electricity supplier. What their state is doing, and NYSERDA, is their solar energy credits. So if you are a coal plant, you have to buy these solar energy credits to be clean. Well, the solar farms, they need to give those credits to somebody has to take them. So that's what they're doing. They're giving you the credits at a specific solar farm, which then that company who makes the solar panels can sell those credits to the coal companies who produce it.
But you don't have to get solar panels for your house?
No, you can't have solar panels in your
All
house.
right.
If you have,
Right.
you're not eligible.
So it's
I got
really
3 or 4 calls on this week.
You know, it's totally legit. I actually had signed up for the one the town did a while ago, but they had the two billings, which was driving me insane. So because I could cancel anytime, I called and I canceled, and I'm signing up for this one because it will be all on one bill. So you'll see it, and you'll see your credit of 10%. You know, as my town attorney called it, he called it a Ponzi scheme, but it's a legal Ponzi scheme, blessed by New York State. So, again, I've been asked about it. I'm like, you got nothing to lose. If you were to do it and not be happy with it, you could cancel at any time. There's no cancellation fee. You're not in for a term. So, you know, it's everyone's decision, but I don't know why anybody wouldn't, to put it that
Okay,
way.
but the other program will be coming back?
The CCA will be coming back, yes.
Okay.
For better or worse, it'll be coming
Right,
back.
because I agree, that sounds like the carbon credit thing that they tried a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Listen, nowadays, 10% off your utility bill is good no matter how you look at it. It's painful when you get your utility bill, so it is.
They're adding it
Solar
on your gas
simplified.
bill and giving it back to you.
Right. Yeah, Solar Simplified it's called. They've been very good to work with. Okay, anybody else who has not had a chance to speak that would like to speak? Okay, seeing no hands, can I get a motion to close?
I make a motion, we close public comment.
Second?
I'll second.
Brian Donahue, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to our agenda. The first item is to schedule a public hearing. Again, this is regarding basic regulation of the food trucks, and that's for March 21st, 2023. Can I get a motion?
This is just set the public hearing, right?
Set the public hearing, correct.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, authorize the cost of the fire hydrants to the town of Orangetown for the Orangetown Water District.
Moved.
Tom Divany moved. Jerry Vitari, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, approve the caretaker agreement for 2023 for the Henry Borst Park. Motion.
I'll make a motion.
Brian Donahue, second. Tom Divany, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 6, approve the caretaker agreement for Nike Park to Louis Caputo. Motion.
Motion.
Brian Donahue, second.
I'll second it.
Paul Valentine, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, approval of the 2023 certificate of sewer registrations. Motion. Jerry Batari, second.
I'll second.
Brian Donahue, all in favor?
Aye.
Accept for dedication the public improvements for Virginia Home subdivision in Spark Hill. Motion. Tom Divany, second. Jerry Batari, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 9, approve the town attorney to sign settlement documents for a tax certiorari proceeding for Nyack. Motion.
Motion.
Brian Donahue, second.
I'll second.
Paul Valentine, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, appoint Stephanie Scherer, I should know how to say your name by now, Stephanie, Kostovic, to the position of Deputy Town Attorney, effective February 17th, 2023.
I'll make a motion.
Paul Valentine? All in favor?
Aye.
I'll just say this makes me really feel old, because Stephanie grew up in my neighborhood, and she was, I'm not going to say a little girl running around the neighborhood, but she was a young woman around the neighborhood, and now she's an attorney, and I've actually been practicing for some time at the District Attorney's Office, so by all accounts, we're lucky to have her, and welcome aboard. Okay, number 11, settle lawsuit for VJC Corp. Doing business as a Strawberry Place for $4,000. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Number 12, approve the 2023 Highway Department open house for Saturday, May 20th, 2023. Motion? Jerry Batari, second.
I'll second.
Brian, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll just say to anybody, if you have not been to the open house of the Highway Department, it is a lot of fun. I have to confess, the first time I went, I was a little hesitant about how fun it would be, but they had vendors set up and popcorn and lots of things if you have kids to come down to, but it's even fun for the adults, so I highly recommend it. Okay, number 13, approve the Highway Department to host the 2023 American Public Works Association Annual Equipment Show. Motion? Tom Divany, second.
I'll second.
Brian Donahue, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 14, approve the surplus equipment and vehicles in the Department of Environmental Management and Engineering. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Jerry Vitale, all in favor?
Aye.
On the audit?
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, the audit for tonight's meeting consists of 7 warrants for $2.04 million. Items of interest, number 1, Commissioner of Finance, $72,000 for tax certiorari cases. Number 3 and 4, Applied Golf. This is a 5% incentive payout for meeting their target revenue goal, which obviously helps the town. Number 5, Kelge Construction, $73,000 for construction manager for the new town hall. Number 8, Verdi Electric, $125,000 for traffic signal replacements. That's bonded money. Number 9 and 10, the standard monthly golf contracts for Applied Golf. Number 12, Capasso, $84,000 for recycling. Number 13, County of Rockland, $309,000. That's for a pilot, which is strictly a pass-through from tax collection. Number 15, Fanshawe, $96,000 for new town hall electrical, bonded money. Number 18, Joe Lombardo Plumbing and Heating, $194,000 for new town hall plumbing. That's also bonded. And number 20, Vanis Construction, $429,000 for general contracting on a new town hall. Any questions on the audit?
Okay, can I get a motion to accept the audit? Tom Divany, second. Chair Batari, all in favor?
Aye.
So we are going to be entering executive session to discuss employment matters. We're not going to be, we're going to come out, but we're not going to be voting on anything. We do have 2 adjournments tonight. We have Eileen Emsworth, a resident of Pearl River, and Brian Smith, who is a resident of Park Ridge, but was very well known around Orangetown. So can I get a motion to go into executive session? Tom Divany, second.
I'll second.
Donnie, all in favor?
Aye.